Before you tell your life what you want to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. That there are three main avenues in which you find your purpose. And I have a lot of people come to me saying, I'm really struggling to find my purpose. I don't know what it is. And then they stall out, right? They get stalled. Anyone ever felt stalled, wondering where you're going? I think stalled out is fairly common because we want to know we're making the right decision, going the right way. Well, I really encourage you to find a way to let go of the right and just take some steps. Just start building some momentum. You know, we've just moved across the country. My daughter and I and my son, we moved from Kansas City. I'm a Midwesterner. And we moved to California. And we moved so that my daughter could go to Orange County School of the Arts for high school. She also got into Denver School of the Arts, but we decided that we were going to live the way that I challenge others to live to an even greater degree. So, even though I had lived in an acre lot and huge home and had everything imaginable that I could ever want, we sold almost everything, and we're living in a one-bedroom, and that's by choice. And we share a closet, and it's a spacious one-bedroom. We have an ocean view. We're not suffering. It's gorgeous. But we are valuing what really matters, which is closeness of family, how to work together, and living an adventure of life. So it's terrifying, right? Because I was well known in Kansas City and, you know, the life and wellness expert on Channel 5 for years. And it's terrifying, right? To say, okay, we're going to uproot and go. And I said, yeah, I'm terrified. I'm scared. But am I going to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Because it's never too late to be what you might have been. It's never too late. And I knew there was some sense that we needed to go. And I couldn't even put into words necessarily why. But I knew we needed to go. And our lives, when you take that kind of leap, let me tell you the kinds of opportunities that open up to you. I couldn't even begin to describe the amazing blessings that have just filled our lives, from landing next door to neighbors that have become best friends, other neighbors across the street, dear colleagues. I mean, the whole thing has just blossomed by taking this huge risk and trusting. So I want to encourage you, as you're seeking purpose, that sometimes it's going to require a leap of faith. And maybe one way across the country, maybe one that's so out of your comfort zone, but it's still worth doing. You're going to be fine. You're going to land on your feet and you're going to do better than you ever dreamed. Because that's how I think the world meets you, when you step way outside of your comfort zone. When you go after a sense of purpose and passion, you will be met in ways you could never have orchestrated for yourself. And it is an exciting time in our lives to watch that, and my children to see it as well. So one of the reasons, going back to how to discover your purpose, is create a work or do a deed. Well, one of the reasons we moved across country is we've been traveling from the Midwest to Tijuana, Mexico for years. And I've been taking high school, college age, adults, families, all across the border, all around the world, but it's easier to get across the border to Tijuana. And I've been building homes with a not-for-profit called Amor for quite a few years. And so I wanted to live close so we could pop in the car and head down. So we smuggled in about this is being filmed, isn't it? Yeah, oh well. I smuggled in 7 bags of tennis shoes. But anyway, and then you pack them into luggage so it doesn't look like they're trash bag fulls, and because they don't allow that stuff to go across the border. But people were in desperate need of tennis shoes. They were in desperate need of blankets, jackets. So whatever they need, they call me. I try to pull as many people together, and then I smuggle them in. Because people are in need. And why would I put myself on the line? Why wouldn't I put myself on the line? Why wouldn't I do that? There was a sense of purpose to be able to do that. So now we live so close. We go across the border. We build homes. We do this on a consistent basis. We work in an orphanage. And we love it. Our lives are really connected. But in Laguna Beach, there's a homeless shelter. So we're doing that on Thursday nights. That's a way that we can give back and make a difference and be a part of the Boys and Girls Club. So there's all kinds of possibilities. So one of the things to begin, as Victor believes, and I agree with him, is create a work or do a good deed on a consistent basis, right? Because we're not really going just because we want to feel good about ourselves, are we? No, we want to go because we want to transform ourselves. That's why we go serve. That's why we put ourselves out there, is we want the transformation by touching another human being's life, by making a difference. Make sense? Good. All right. Then the second thing, experiencing something or encountering someone you love or a work that you love. All right? So that's one of the reasons you're going to find me rock climbing with my kids or people. I will take clients on rock climbing adventures. I love hiking. I love rock climbing. I've climbed to the top of Kilimanjaro and taken a group with me. Why would I do that? Because the experience itself takes us every day outside of our comfort zone. So what is it that's going to take you out just enough you can do some growing in the process? Because when we stay where it's all safe and secure, I promise you, growth doesn't tend to happen there. It tends to happen when we expand our experience. And you can discover your purpose through this. When you face your own fears, you wake up to a greater sense of purpose. And the third thing he says is turn a personal tragedy into a triumph. Rise above. We can all rise above. I have a dear, dear friend who's a walking paraplegic. She was an Olympic athlete. Janine Shepard, her book has just come out, Defiant. I encourage you to go get it. I don't have a copy of it here, or I would show you. She's amazing. She's an Olympic athlete, and right before she is competing in the Olympics, she's doing one of her last training sessions, and she's biking up a mountain. And a car hits her. And she wakes up, and she is in a halo, completely motionless, in the hospital, in a full and complete body cast. Her entire future has just changed in an instant. Someone driving didn't see her, texting, whatever they were doing, they missed her. They hit her, and her entire life transformed. So what does an 18-year-old do when they're in the hospital, right? And they're looking down, and the only way they can see up is through a mirror, and there's a small window there. Their total body immobilized. What did Janine feel like? What does she do at that point? She looks out the window, and she's an airplane fly by. And she goes, okay, I can't ski, I can't walk, I'll fly. I'm going to fly. So within 1 year's time, she is walking in to flight school in a body cast. I kid you not. You must get her book. Walking in a body cast. And they're freaked out, but she's not going to be deterred. She's not going to be deterred. She learns to fly. Then she becomes a pilot. Then she becomes an instructor. Then she wants to learn how to do the loops. And she just goes as far as she possibly can in flying. And I've walked with her, I've talked with her, and she's a walking paraplegic. She's had countless surgeries. They told her she'd die. They told her she'd never have children. They told her, well, first of all, they thought she'd never live. And she lived. She got married. She has kids, beautiful kids. She's walking and she's flying and now speaking around the world. I'm so incredibly proud of her. So she used her personal tragedy to become a triumph. But what if you've already done this? I work with people who say, you know what, I do some work that matters. You know, Jill, I've kind of done these good deeds, and I have experienced some things that are outside the box, and, you know, that help me kind of engage more in life. And, you know, I have had some personal tragedies. But I still feel as if I'm not quite there, that something is elusive to me, that I can't fully find my purpose. I know I'm here for a reason, but I'm not sure what it is. That before you tell your life what you want to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. Before you tell your life what truths and values you have decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody, what values you represent. Do you get it? What we're constantly doing is overriding that. Fair? We're telling ourselves what we need to be, what we need to do, what's going to make a living. Anybody with me? This prefrontal cortex that is overdeveloped, especially now, is raising havoc in our lives and trying to jump out ahead and tell us what to do, instead of us embracing who we really are and listening to the essence of you. And when you do that, those gifts, those abilities, those possibilities are going to bubble up within you. The most innovative people are really who they are designed to be.